All right, people. How's y'all doing, everybody? Welcome to the Straight Up Talk podcast. I'm here with my main man, beautiful brother, friend, and everything.
You're handsome if you're not beautiful.
Handsome and everything. We're used to telling people you're beautiful. So what can I do? What can I do, brother? Yeah. So it's another day on the Straight Up Talk podcast. Uncle T.
Yep.
Welcome on the Straight Up
back.
Talk.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Thanks. Good to be back.
Introduce yourself. Do your shout outs, Brad. Do your thing. So
it's a name that doesn't need any further introduction. Teddy Chanda is a name.
It's a household name now.
It's a household name.
It's become a household name. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Today on the Straight Up Talk podcast, we're talking about something very interesting, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know you've got a lot of stuff to share from your experiences.
We shall see.
Hurt and forgiveness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about.
That's something that no one is exempted from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So straight into it, man. Straight into it.
Hurt.
To get into it, what's been? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are you planning on hurting someone? Are you planning on hurting someone? You're trying to do it.
I'm a broken soul. So this conversation is quite
broken vessel.
Yeah, broken people. It's difficult for broken people to speak. So I just want to listen to you because I don't have much to say because I'm broken, man.
You're broken.
I'm a hurt soul.
We need to witch hunt. Yeah. We need to find out who is hurting someone.
Yeah. Because it's Straight Up Talk podcast.
I mean,
truth, original, and knowledge. What a better conversation to talk about our experiences.
Yeah. I think hate is something that everyone experiences. Yeah, in one way or another, I think everyone experiences hurt. Yeah, including our Savior Christ. That is why I think on the cross of Calvary, he was able to say, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." So that was coming from the place of hurt. Yeah. Yes, it was a prayer of forgiveness, but it was coming from a place of hurt.
A place of brokenness. Just straight into it. What's been your greatest hurtful experience in life?
Greatest.
I don't know if it's greatest. I don't know. Does that even count? Like
I don't think there's something.
Every hurt is different.
It's not as if you have a gauge where you hurt. Okay, 100% hurt, 95% hurt.
Yeah.
So I think hurt is just hurt.
And
the feeling is the same.
Every experience is different.
The feeling is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the experience may be different, but the outcome is the same because you're dealing with emotions. Yeah. So I think a disturbance.
The hurt of losing a job, the hurt of losing a parent, the hurt of losing
a loved one. Yeah. That's something that
they're all different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
But
they all end up affecting your emotions. Yeah. So I think we've been hurt several times in life, and we can't necessarily quantify as to how many times, you understand? Yeah, but I think what brings about hurt is unmet expectations. Yeah. You'll find that there's a certain expectation that you would want a situation to come out, then it comes out the opposite, you know? Your feelings are hurt. You will not be the normal you. At least one way or another you'll be disturbed.
Of course.
Yeah.
I feel you. And damn, that subject is just so, how can I put it?
It's wide and diverse.
It's so wide and like you put it, diverse, and it's more personal to every individual.
Exactly.
And you can never explain it theoretically like this is what it is, because everybody deals with hurt differently. Yeah. Especially the hurt of maybe losing a parent. As somebody that lost a parent, as somebody that was disappointed by a girlfriend, somebody that lost a job, you can never bring everybody in the same bracket and say this is what hurt is. Yeah. This is how we define hurt. hurt is just somebody, like you put it, unmet expectations.
Unmet expectations. Yeah.
Which one was, which experience did you have that was really, like, really bad for you?
Well, I've had several, but I think the major one that really hit me bad was.
Do tell.
Yeah, the major one that really hit me bad was, growing up as a young man, trying to establish yourself. Yeah, I was working for an organization then. Then all of a sudden you're approached and told, okay, we can no longer support you. We are terminating your contract and the like, and you've got bills to pay. You've got an appearance to maintain. You know what I mean? Huh?
I know that. And not everybody's feared now, especially the young folks out there.
So it really disturbed me. I reached the point of asking God, what next? I have rentals to pay at a month and I've got food to buy in the house. Then all of a sudden I've been told that my contract is terminated. So how do I proceed now? So it really got me in a corner. But then that's why it's good to be a believer. You always have where to turn to.
Of course.
I got into conversations with God, trying to find out what's the next move. And by then, thank God I was not married. So I was just looking. I was just looking out for myself, you understand? So it was, for me, it was a time of refreshing, a time of refocusing, a time of really persisting in prayer. And I think within the space of how long was that? How long was I on unemployment? I think it could have been a month and some weeks. Then another door opened up.
And bruh, I know you've just come to the point of another door opened up. And this is almost seems like anybody listening would just maybe might think like, okay, it was just a beautiful process. The guy lost a job. The guy just, after 2-3 months, he was on another job. What went through your mind when you lost that job? Like, how was your emotion? What was your mental state? Did you get frustrated at God at some point?
No. Okay, the thing is, I'm always a positive human being. I think those that know me, they know that I'm very positive. I approach life on a positive note. Disappointed I was, but blaming God or, fighting people, that I did not
Never
engage
asked
in.
why.
No.
Why me?
Why I had asked, because that is, like I said, it was an unmet expectation, so obviously the why question was there, but you can't just voice it out, hey, why me, and cry out like a child that is, you understand? So like I said, it was a period of refreshing, refocusing, getting more and more with conversations with God. So I remember I had told my wife now, my girlfriend then, what had happened, and she's a positive human being too, like me, so we share the same energy. So she was like, no babe, it's fine, when one door shuts, the Pente kind of an arrangement. When one door shuts, God opens up a greater door, so she was there to encourage me. But then it was a place where I didn't have where to, find money for my next meal, you understand? So it was a situation where she would send you 100 kwacha, send you 50 kwacha, and as a man being fed by a woman, and who is not your wife.
That was not being fed. That was help.
Being supported.
Exactly. What you talking about?
My wife was really there for me. She would pray with me, she would support me. She would call me, have you eaten? Such kind of an arrangement. Yes. So God really came through for me, because now and again I kept telling myself, this is not the end. there's yet more to come.
More to come.
What I've experienced so far is just but the tip of an iceberg for what is yet to be unveiled. Yeah, so that is how I managed to overcome that hurt and, not hold grudges against people. Yeah, so it's always good to have where to turn to. Yeah.
True. But when I recall that moment, I think you were a little bit broken. You lost your vibe.
I mean, who can be happy?
You lost your
Who
vibe.
can be happy in that moment?
And I know the institution that really did that to you. That's why it's so funny.
It's crazy.
Recording those moments.
Yeah, it's
that's why
crazy,
so
man.
funny,
It's crazy.
But I wonder how you felt, because it wasn't just an organization. There was something personal about that, where you were working at that time. You had built a relationship, and just to be let go like that.
Yeah, I think that is.
I know you're trying to put face right now that you are strong, but bruh, I saw you in those moments, and you oftentimes in that first 2 weeks you would be all soaked up and whatnot. And you know me, I don't have the words for friends like you who are hurting. My job is just to look at you and say, like, nigga, I'm here. My presence is strength enough for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tough because I was subjected. It's not as if I was presented with many options. I was subjected to still mingle around people that, Yeah.
don't try to go
and the good,
professionally here.
yeah, and I think the good part with God is from a place of disappointment, from the very place of disappointment, that is where the solution actually
That's where your lifting
comes from.
Yeah.
So I had to put up a face. I mean, like those that know me know that I was hurt.
Yeah.
But as a man, you need to present yourself.
Yeah.
You need to be a man. You understand?
Did
And
you ever shed a tear?
No, men
Like,
don't cry.
no, like-
Except men
like-
don't
like,
cry.
God, this is so hurtful. Please, how am I gonna do this? Like,
If a man is supposed to cry, he's supposed to cry. It should be a tear of joy.
no. I beg to differ.
Chungu sang mamuna samalila.
I beg to differ with my friend on this one, because I see myself in places of brokenness, in places of hurt, and I cry.
Yeah.
I have cried before, and tell you this little story. Tell you this.
Bring it
little
on,
story.
sir. Bring it on.
Yeah, it's truth original, but if I shed a tear, don't judge me. There was this one time, I'm taking this girl to see my brother. Yeah, we're on a bus, blah 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 blah. Of course, we're having some
As
trouble.
in a girl that you
Of course, man.
had intentions of marrying.
Straight up talk,
Uh-huh.
my girlfriend at that time.
Okay.
Don't ask me the
Interesting.
I know your
No.
your people will
No.
start counting back then days. Yeah.
No, bring it on.
So,
We're listening.
Here's this brother taking this girl to see my brother, because I called my brother to say, oh, I want you to meet this woman I'm dating at that time. And we're on a bus. Now I'm like, okay, let me just check her phone. I hate That's why I've been traumatized at looking at people's phones. Since then, every relationship I've ever had, I don't check people's phones.
Because you're not supposed to.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let me just check something. And of course, at that time, we were going through troubled
A rough
waters.
patch.
Yeah. And unfortunately, obviously what I saw. Now, we reached at my brother's.
I don't know what you saw. What did you see?
Of course, unpleasant conversations.
Okay.
With another male
Don't
figure.
assume as if I was.
With another male figure. Of course.
Bestie.
Yes.
Yeah. How am I?
Yeah. You're hurt. So now I'm in my brother's house. Now, I can't think now. But I'm here.
But did you tell her that this is what I've read?
I can't. I had to be. I'm going at my brother's place. I didn't want the mood to be confusing, you know, because definitely there was going to be a confusing moment where she knows she doesn't know how to act around me, because she knows that I know what I am not supposed to know. So now we're sitting there, now I'm all lost, I'm all confused. I just felt like, I don't know if you've ever felt your knees just like your kneecaps have been taken off you. I've been taken off you.
But
it just happened to my kneecaps. You know,
you can die.
Yes. That was, I felt my heart so heavy. I felt so hurt, so angry. It was a wave of different emotions at that moment.
And you managed to hold yourself.
I managed to.
You didn't shed a tear.
Thank God I was on a bus, because I couldn't react. And best off, I was a Christian at that time, so I had to really walk into that.
I was a Christian at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love to follow words.
Yeah. So I was really hurt. I didn't know what to do, and I'm sitting there looking at this woman like, why have you done this? I couldn't understand.
You're in my space smiling.
Yeah. I was so hurt, and I just wanted to know why you did that. And that's the thing about being hurt, because most of the time it's not the pain that you're feeling. It's not the pain of the hurt. It's trying to understand why you've been hurt by the people you've been hurt with, or if you lost somebody died. Really, the pain is not as significant, if I would say. It's trying to figure out why God has let it.
So how did you handle the situation?
That's the hardest part.
You're in your brother's house. She's seated there. You're seated there. Your brother is there.
I'm still trying to figure out why. Because I'm looking at this person like, what were you thinking? I just had so many questions there. Now my brother is talking to me.
Did you have questions of maybe inadequacy, like, was I not good enough for her? Where would I have gone wrong?
Of course, at that moment, those things never even came to my mind. Only later on, when I sat down and said, maybe, was I the perfect person? What did I do wrong? But in that moment, I couldn't focus on
yourself,
me, on the negative. It was more about
what you had seen,
how I'm hurting right now. How do I deal with this pain? How do I overcome this pain? And I just had to open up to my brother's wife. I called her on the side and I said, I know we're here, but this is what's happening. I'm not in my most
happy mode
state right now. So this is what has happened. This is what I found out about this woman. The first thing she did was she laughed.
I didn't sort to the
one. She laughed. I was like, why would you be doing that? Why would you be doing that to your brother? And she laughed, and she was so nice, because my brother is a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's a pastor's wife, so probably she knows how to deal with this.
She's had such obviously experiences from members and the like.
Yeah, after she left, she immediately got me into that space of trying to comfort me and trying to make the environment so comforting. And she was just like, oh no, just calm down. And that's one thing I loved about that conversation. It was calm down. I know I was calm all through that moment, but there was something reassuring about those words that settled the pain.
Can you be rational?
Yeah, that settled the pain. And we ate and everything. Boy, it was a crazy moment. Yeah, it was a crazy moment. But I had to be kind.
Yeah.
And I give credit to myself in that moment. I had to be kind and not think about me only. Because if I had reacted, she would have known that, okay, I've seen something and this is this.
And you would have actually made her uncomfortable in that space. Of course,
and it would have been an awkward moment. Yeah. Of course, my brother picked it up and whatnot, and he still teases me over that.
Up to now.
Yeah. So, hurt is something that is really, really difficult to
deal with.
Yeah, and hurts come in different ways, and you can never master pain. I know there are people who say
tinajaira
pain. You can never master pain. No, you can't, because it comes differently.
Yeah, it does.
That pain totally different from the other pains I encounter on now and then. Yeah.
So how did you manage now to bring it to the attention of the young lady that this is what I found? Obviously, we can't continue with our relationship.
Of course, at that time, for me, I believe in love, man. I believe in love. No matter how hurt I am, man, I'm gonna jump on love like no man's business.
We've been caught to love.
Yeah, it hurt me so many times. I'll jump on it, and I had to forgive. You know, being a church guy. I think I've been a church guy for a long time, and
is the church killing us? Please, can we please express our emotions the way we feel like?
No, there's something about church that deals with you.
Yeah.
It makes you handle things more maturely and in a better way.
Yeah, true.
Because I know if I didn't have the church background, I think I would have acted terribly. Yeah. And I wouldn't even have known how to handle hurt and pain. Yeah. So it's because of the church background, I had to reflect and really bring myself to an understanding, like, okay, yeah, people do make mistakes.
Yeah.
It could just be that I didn't step up and she was just trying to fill the void. Yeah. So it was, I wouldn't say it was easy, because there was months of really not eating. Yeah, like I still didn't have my kneecaps. I still didn't have my kneecaps on. So
fasting.
Yeah. So the process of hurt is, or the moment of hurt takes a process to really get over.
Get through.
You can't get over hurt just overnight.
No, you can't. Unfortunately, you can't.
No, you can't.
And especially when you're dealing with people, because the moment you look at the person, it's more like the wound becomes fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine what this person did to me?
And you know, the funny thing is that when I'm hurting, you who's looking at me from the other side, you feel like you almost start judging me, like, how can he be hurting up to now?
Has
this person not moved on?
As if forgiven.
Because you are not in that moment, and that's what people who try to help hurting people don't understand.
Yeah.
There was something that somebody very special told me to say: embrace the moment of hurt, and you, as the person that is trying to help somebody who's hurting, allow them to hurt.
Yeah.
Don't rush them through the process.
Don't rush the healing.
Yeah, of course. Don't rush them through that process of healing. So, yeah, I think that's how you as somebody that is looking at it from that point of view, just be patient with people.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Don't rush into, hey, heal.
But you've healed from that moment.
Of course.
And you've moved on.
Of course.
Obviously not with the same lady.
Of course not. Of course not.
But did you kiss her, or you blessed her, you wished her well? Because, you know, sometimes when you are hurt, there are those temptations where you speak evil about the human being. Yeah, so how...
The temptation is always there. The temptation is always there.
But how did you handle it? Did you wish her well?
Yeah. You asked me what question?
I was asking, how did you deal with her? Did you bless her? You kissed her? I was saying there's a temptation within us human beings when you are hurt to speak things that are unspeakable.
Okay. I think it's never I've never been that kind of a person. Like you asked me, did I curse hard? Did I do that? No.
As if you're a last born in men.
I think even in my most difficult times in life, my most hurtful moments, my painful moments, I'm so hard on myself. That it's so difficult for me to see you as the problem.
That's a good one.
That's
a good one, and that is for the mature.
I don't know. This God grew me up so fast. This God grew me up so fast. So I've never seen somebody else as the problem. Usually, I want to see me as the problem. And how do I become better for me?
Okay.
And I take the moment of hurt and the moment of pain as my own personal opportunity to make me better. So I couldn't see it in me to say curse.
That is a learning point over there.
If anybody wants to take that,
it is a learning point.
But in a sense of being vulnerable, yeah, I did hurt a lot, because that was my first breakup in life. Okay, and serious hateful moment. I know I've got some serious pasts that I can really point to, but this one was so personal because I was in direct contact with somebody that I placed a high standard and love on. So the hurt was great. Yeah. With everybody else, it was just like, anyway, doesn't even matter. Yeah.
Okay, enough of the hurt. Let's talk about now, the healing process, the phase where, you're supposed to forgive. Which one comes first?
No, you are the person I'm supposed to be asking that. Like, how did you heal from that? Because we talked about them, the institution you were at, it was so personal for you. It wasn't just like any other institution. It was personal. You created like more of a family.
Yeah.
So I could safely say you being broken by family, you being hurt by family, and it wasn't like they couldn't really support you.
Yeah.
Was there a reason as to why you were let go?
The reason is best known to themselves. Should I say? I think the follow-up conversation with one of the people that were in the administration part of that institution actually didn't know about that decision. You understand? So it is a decision that was made in a hurry to protect what I don't know. Yeah. So I found myself being approached and say, but how were you let go? You understand? Now, this person is expecting you to give an answer as if you had let go of yourself. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. You are the person that is supposed to be telling me how I was let go. And he was like, no, I am perfectly unaware. I'm blank. I was just told that you were let go. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. Healing was not easy, I should say. Yeah. But I really need to thank God for you guys that are close to me, because never at any time did you desert me. And thank God for my uncle, Pastor Wilson. He was there for me. He was calling me every day. My guy, are you okay? He's an uncle that calls me a friend. Okay, so he would call me, my guy, are you okay? In the evening, he would drive by, come to check up on me, bring me ABCD, he would bring me bread.
Yeah.
Just to keep me going and to keep that positive vibe about me alive. Yeah. You understand? Yeah, so healing was not easy because, like I said earlier, it's not easy to heal, especially when you've been disappointed by people that you are seeing every day or now and again.
Of course.
You understand? Because once you see them, there's that anger that arouses, but
just like you want to punch somebody.
But you really need to master yourself and know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Bring yourself to control, for lack of better terms, and say, it has happened, we can't reverse time, I can't approach them about this. What is the next move? And like I had told you, sometimes God puts a solution where a disappointment has emanated from. So my breakthrough or my solution actually came from the very point or from the very place where I was disappointed.
I can almost see a Joseph in you right now. This brother has been sold by his family.
You can say that again. Say that again, bruh.
Yeah, and that's what would you really say to people like who hurt people, and for some people would think like maybe forgiveness comes easily for you, and because you hurt me, now I'm past that, and we still maintain that relationship. And I
as
know
if nothing happened.
Yeah, I know for a fact there's some like crazy people, naive people who think like maybe this guy was never hurt even in the first place. And they want to pretend everything to play everything
is okay.
off like you were never hurt. They almost gaslight you for that, like your reality didn't really happen. Your
reality was not reality.
Well, it was not reality. You didn't hurt. How do you still deal with people like that?
People will always be people, man. You cannot think on behalf. You cannot condition.
Yeah.
You know the way someone is going to think at the end of the day, because everyone has an independent mind. Yeah. You understand? Because even God Himself cannot control your thinking.
Yeah.
You get the point? He cannot control your thinking because you've got an independent mind altogether. Okay? So people will always be people. Yeah, strong we need to be, my guy.
I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not.
So people will always be people, and life demands that you need to continue relating. You may not entertain them like you used to, but a relationship has to continue.
I think I'm a person that finds that so hard to do, because once I see you like that, even with my tongue-speaking personality, I still can never see you. It's so difficult for me. I don't know. I need grace in that.
With me, I've always told myself, you need to be the bigger person in every situation.
I can forgive you. I can get past that.
Yeah.
But just to see you as that person now, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to put across.
It really calls for maturity, and like I've said, I've always told myself, you need to be a bigger person in any situation. Okay, you don't have to allow a situation to overcome you. Okay,
I think I've been overcome so many times.
You hurt me today, I'll be disappointed, but that does not mean I'll stop relating with you. I'll talk to you. Though obviously it will not be on a frequent manner like it used to be, but I'll still talk to you. I need to be the bigger person in the situation.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, true.
I'll hear bad things. Oh, Ephraim was speaking ABCD about you. It will hurt me, yes, but does that mean I need to unfriend you?
No.
Exactly. So that calls now for me to be a bigger person in the situation.
But for me, I don't know. I want to disagree with you on that one. I would prefer I unfriend you.
Okay.
That way I'm keeping me safe.
Okay.
That's why.
Keeping yourself from what?
From your hurt again. From you doing what you did.
Does that mean another person will not be in a position to hurt you?
No, somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But are you going to continue unfriending people on the basis of you being hurt?
Yes.
No.
I'll let you go out of my life. No.
Build your own country, man.
No, that's just me trying to protect myself.
Protecting yourself, yes. But are you going to distance yourself from people? No.
Look at this, bruh.
You see, we are living in a community where we coexist.
Look at this, bruh. Look at this. Look at this. If a snake shows you that it's a snake, would you rather kill it, chase it, or tame it to be the better snake you want it to be?
You tame it.
To be a better snake?
Yes.
A snake will always be a snake.
People will always be people.
As much as people change. Okay, I don't
people
know.
People always be people. This is what I was telling you. You can't condition the thinking.
I don't know.
Patterns of people.
I don't know, maybe I've just been too broken in my life that I really can't accept.
But you know you can't. But you know you can't condition the thinking of people.
Of course I can't. I can't condition them. They hurt me, and we're past that.
Yeah.
I've forgiven them.
Yes.
We've moved on. But allowing them back into my life.
You need to.
No, of course you can. Maybe as a friend. Maybe as.
This is what I'm saying.
Maybe a distant friend. Maybe.
This is what I'm saying.
Very distant.
You cannot completely isolate because someone has hurt you.
Very distant. When I say friend, maybe I mean like, hi, I'm out. Hi,
but
I'm out.
The conversation continues.
Now we can never have a conversation.
Hi, hello, how have you been? That is a conversation, bro.
No, that's a greeting. That's a greeting. It's not a conversation.
Okay.
This is a conversation.
However you want to term it, you cannot distance yourself from people. Why? Because people will always be people.
But again, okay, on a serious note, bro, I think there comes a place where you need to put limits to who you can allow in your life, especially the people that hurt you.
I agree. 100%.
You need to put boundaries in your life, because when people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Of course, I place so much confidence in people changing. I believe in human beings are able to change no matter what. But their change is not for you.
Okay.
When they become better people, it's not for you. They hurt you. Let them be better people for other people.
What about if you were just a learning point for their betterment?
Let them go and express their being better than better people elsewhere, not on you again.
Now, you see, this is something that we need to learn from Jesus himself, huh? Yeah. Peter denied Jesus how many times?
3 times.
Exactly. When Jesus Christ resurrected, did he chase Peter from his table? No, I just want you to give me an honest answer.
No, of course not.
He did not, eh?
No, he did not.
Great. Who else? The Apostle Paul.
Yeah.
When he was, persecuted for preaching the gospel, after being released from prison, did he forsake the gospel?
No, he did not.
So obviously you see where I'm trying to drive at.
I do understand where you're trying to drive this conversation, trying to convince me not to
No, what I am trying to tell you is that we need to be like Christ.
Of course, that's the goal, but
there's this process now, okay? The process of healing.
Okay, bro.
The process of forgiving.
I'm still working on myself.
After forgiveness.
I'm still working on myself.
Because believe you me,
I've not reached your level yet.
If you're going to tell me that you've forgiven me and not talk to me, I will interpret it as you haven't forgiven me at all.
No, I've forgiven
you. You haven't.
I've forgiven
you. Haven't. Forgiveness requires you to face the situation, address it thoroughly, put it behind you, move forward.
Let me heal in peace.
Healing in peace.
Leave me alone.
Then you haven't forgiven. Because you see, and this is one thing that we need to come to an agreement with. I think this is a topic that's so sensitive and emotional.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like we had said in our preamble, this is something that exempts no one. Everyone has been subjected to hurt before. We are subjected to hurt now and again.
All the time.
Yeah, but the paramount thing I think is to forgive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then how do you get to a level where you are now settled and you can say, I have forgiven you from the bottom of your heart and still hold nothing against the individual?
Yeah. That's the goal of the school of hurt.
It's a school of hurt. I love that.
Yeah.
Because you need to learn something out of it. It's a school of hurt.
I think God loves us so much that he's so deliberate about what happens to us that he's not going to allow hurt in your life to be wasted hurt. No, then what's the point of all things work together for good?
Actually, when you said he's going to make sure that it is not wasted, you're spitting wisdom, huh? It is not wasted hurt. Yeah, you've actually shifted my mind to the book of Genesis, the story about Joseph. Yeah, the dreamer. The dreamer. Here comes the dreamer. Yeah, so from what I have learned about the character Joseph in the Bible is this is a young man that was, ambitious, obedient, he was the pride of the father. Yeah, because the Bible records that when his brothers would do something that was not pleasing, he would be the one to report to his father.
Of course.
Okay? Now, there was a point where he was sold by his brothers. elder brothers.
I can imagine
like people that he was coming from the same home with. Okay?
Ate with the same table.
Yes. So
same floor.
Sold out. The Bible does not record him complaining, though I know he complained.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had many questions that he had asked God. Okay? If I was in his shoes, I would ask God a lot of questions like, you are the one that gave me the dream that has caused these people to sell me. What's your plan?
Yeah.
You get the point. Yeah, but the Bible says he was a cheerful young man.
Yeah.
So even after being sold, he ended up in the house of Potiphar. He was in control of everything.
Yeah.
Okay? And Potiphar's wife had eyes on him, but then I love what he said. Okay? And this is, I think, one thing that we need to come to terms with when we are passing through the phase of hurt, trying to find our way into healing. You know, when he was tempted by Potiphar's wife, Joseph said, my master has given everything under my command except you, meaning the wife.
Yeah, I don't own you.
I don't own you.
Thank God.
It is a good opportunity for me to mess up or to take ownership.
Thank God I ain't Joseph.
But then he said, I don't want to do such a great thing and sin, not against my master, not against you, Potiphar's wife, not against me as Joseph, but against my God.
Oh, yeah.
So as he was passing through this place of hurt and disappointment, he never lost his love and respect for God.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that is something that is important.
And I know it's not even easy to come to that place, to really come to that place where you just decide, I'm gonna be good for God, and still, whilst I'm hurting, and still be good for God. It's never easy, and I would never judge anybody else if you acted otherwise like Joseph. I would never judge you, because when you're in the place of hurt, there's a lot of emotions that are running through your mind. There's a lot of things that you're thinking, and definitely perfection is the least of
It's
them.
a list. I mean, it's an opportunity to mess up. You blame it on the hurt. You
course.
blame it on the disappointment.
I've been in places where I know I went to a certain place and put a bottle of alcohol just right in front of me because I was so hurt. That was another different type of hurt. I was so hurt with so many things, and I just said, I can't do this anymore. But even in the midst of that, there was just this tingling Holy Spirit voice. Yeah, that is why it's so important that you don't run away from God.
That is why I said
When you're hurting,
it's important for a believer to have where
never
to turn to.
Run away from God. And I know this is so easy to say because
Easier said than done.
yeah, it's easy to say, but if there's a safest place you can ever find, it is
in the presence,
of,
God.
God.
Yeah, true.
Even
I
in
agree
your
100%.
stupidity, even in your worstness,
Mufia bupura.
Mufia upuba, come back and just be there. I mean, this is one thing I believe in. I would rather sin and still run to God than sin and run away from Him. I would rather be hurting and run to God than run away from Him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better I go in the presence of God and tell Him where there's an archkadi, but this is.
I mean, you saw me when I was doing it.
I'm not even
it's not as if He was not there. You saw me when I was doing it. Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, bruh. What does forgiveness really mean to you?
Forgiveness.
Yeah. Or how would you really explain? How would you know that you've really forgiven?
It's
healed.
It's hard to really coin forgiveness, bruh. It's really hard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but I think from the little experiences of forgiveness that I have encountered, yeah, it's something that calls for me to address the situation. Yeah, and if need be, talk to the causer of the disappointment. If need be, that is, if need be. Yeah, and put it aside.
Yeah.
You know, there's there's always a reason as to why something has happened. Okay? For me, I think
sometimes
it is a learning point. Yeah. It is a way of knowing people. It is a way of learning yourself altogether again, because when you are disappointed, you know what hurts you, and you'll be so careful to set boundaries. I've used your word. To set boundaries.
At least we're getting to
to set boundaries, not boundaries to push people away, but boundaries to say, don't cross this line, because this is a danger zone. This is a place where you're not supposed to step.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's about thinking about it, talking about it, putting it behind you, looking at the bigger picture.
And for me, this is how I would explain it, what it really means to me. If I've forgiven you, this is how I know I've forgiven you. I should be so comfortable in the place of hurt or the person that hurt me that we could have a conversation without feeling hate for them. Yeah. I should not have the emotion of hate. The moment you still have that emotion of hate towards the person that hurt you, just know that you've not forgiven.
There's still a string attached somewhere.
There's a string attached there. You've not forgiven.
You are just in your safe zone. You are just in your safe zone.
In fact, you're just avoiding them. You're avoiding that conversation.
Yeah.
But people who are forgiven really would walk up to people and have a conversation. And this is why I was telling you, I would rather have you not in my life. Even if I've forgiven you, I've still set boundaries. To say, I've forgiven you, we can have tea, we can go watch a movie.
But you can't be my friend.
But when we talk about friendship, it's a whole different ballgame. Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. And this brings me to, I don't know how this woman who had a hunchback in the Bible, I really wanted to say this story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Should I get my Bible?
No, don't open the Bible. But I'm so intrigued by the emotion they went through, and the other lepers. Was it the 10 lepers? Yeah. I'm so interested. I love what happens in the background. What did they go through when they were healed and they went back to the city now as whole people? Like, how did they face those people that chased them out of the city?
And obviously the discrimination was still there.
Yeah.
Like he passes and say, and David's in a leprous. You understand?
Anyway, this is what we can say. The subject of hurt is one subject you can never master.
No, you can't master it.
You can never master hurt. Yeah. How would you coin it? Or sum it up?
Yeah, summing it up, I think...
I know my director is busy pointing time.
Yeah, I mean, we church boys, so the Bible urges us to look unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith.
Of course.
You know, that is in the book of Hebrews, I think. Then in the book of Philippians, it admonishes us to have the mind that Christ had. Even being in the form of God, you know, he still humbled himself and faced life like just a normal human being. So when we reach such a place in life, it will be easy for us to forgive. It will be easy for us to relate. It will be easy for us to let go of certain things, because certain things are just trivial and minor.
Yeah, very true. And I must say this. If you don't deal with hurt, and we really can't tell you here how you're going to deal with your own hurts. There's a whole process and whatnot. And first thing is probably find somebody.
And you need to react. Yeah. This is one thing that we need to tell people.
Yeah.
React when you are hurt.
Thank you that you brought that up.
You need to react when you are hurt.
Be angry, be upset.
Yes. That is how you're going to let it go. Yeah.
Deal with it. Allow yourself to be hurt.
Yeah.
When you are hurt, allow yourself to be hurt. Don't protect yourself. I think this is the only thing we can talk about when it comes to healing.
Go through the process.
It's a beautiful process. Allow yourself to be hurt. And one thing I was going to say is, hurt people are most vulnerable to hate if you don't deal with your hurt,
because they expect it.
yeah.
You know, when you are in the moment of hurt, anything that even it's innocent, you pick hurt out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody will just say Ekamawed, you,
Hey,
you
Ukamba
think it's towards you. So it's best to deal with that. And this I must also say, hurt can really hinder how you view life.
Yeah, I agree.
It can hinder your faith. It can hinder your belief system.
Yeah. That is why Judas, ended up hanging himself.
Yeah.
Because he was hurt out of the decision that he made.
Feeling guilty. Come on, guys.
And forgiving yourself.
Yeah. So, because my director is so much on me when I'm just beginning to get into the
wisdom moment.
The juice of this,
into the wisdom moment.
Before he why are you trying to kill us, director? Can we have a conversation with you as well? why are you against the straight
director,
up?
Next week you're on set.
Why are you against the straight up podcast? Okay, brother, shoot. You know we love to coin it up in the closing, just in 30 seconds, like just to say something. No, yeah, about.
Yeah, so like I said, when you're hurt, express it. It's easy to heal or deal with hurt when you've expressed when you're hurt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it's beautiful to go through hurt.
We are not superhumans. We're emotional beings.
There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen to you. And this, need I say, is the fact that whatever you believe of God, whether it is love, God is going to test your love.
Yeah.
If God talks about love your neighbor, he's going to want to put you to the test. So be ready for that.
Yeah.
If God has never tested
love your neighbors, you love yourself. So that neighbor includes the person that has hurt you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's going to be a testing in there. There's going to be valleys. God can't talk about the valleys in the Bible and you are
exempted from the valley. No, you're going to pass through the valley.
Them. All right? The mountains, expect them.
Even the beloved David went through valleys.
Everything.
So that
God is going to put you to the test. And you know what? I listened to this TikTok video that talked about, is it this actor man? I've forgotten his name. Damn. But he says, when you ask for courage, what are you given? Opportunities to be courageous. All right? When you talk about forgiveness as a child of God,
be given opportunities to be hurt.
You're wise. That's what
I mean.
Exactly. So in closing, that's what's going to happen to you. Opportunities to taste you.
So, in other words, when you ask for wisdom, expect problems.
Of course. Of course. Okay, director, sorry. We're signing out. All right, people. See you.
Catch you next week. Yeah. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed. And we're only out because the director said so.
Blame it on the director.
Yeah. Shout out to your people. Have a blessed one.